Alright, so I've got a fun one today, and I'm going to be continuing my series where I take a look at the audiobook stories from One Punch Man. And today we're going to be taking a look at the second episode from the very first audiobook. So if you happen to catch my previous audiobook stories video, this is going to be similar to the story that I talked about pertaining to Genos and Drive Knight fighting. This is also going to be taking place in a parallel universe, which takes place in Z City Peace Private Middle School. This is essentially like taking a look at the Hero Association, but if it was like in a high school or middle school. And for some reason, they're like still fighting crime in this school. It's odd, but it makes sense because it kind of has to pertain to the heroes. And also, the power scale in this alternate parallel universe is more or less the same as it is in the standard canon universe. So let me just put that out there as well. And also, this audiobook was translated graciously by the one above all translators, HDX514 on Reddit. He also translates the manga for us. So this story is going to be opening up with none other than Metal Bat, go figure, because he's like the Bancho archetype, so that he fits right into this scenario. And after walking his little sister Zenko to school, he realizes that he's going to be late, so he starts sprinting to class. And then on his way, he just coincidentally runs into Saitama. And as he's trying to, like, avoid him, Saitama, like, you know, dodges in the same way that he's going. You know, that classic awkward scenario that you've probably run into yourself when in some kind of public place. And as you expected, he just runs into Saitama as if he's running into, like, a brick wall. And he just bounces off Saitama and, like, just gets floored by it. And he's like, whoa, are you watching the road? And then, like, Saitama's like, hey, that guy's rude. And then we also see that Genos comes up with Saitama, and in this universe, of course, he is also his forced sidekick lackey, and then he tells Saitama, like, who Metal Bat is, and then they go to class, and Metal Bat's like, that guy didn't even budge, who the hell is he? And this is also really cool, because I think this is pretty much the only time Metal Bat has ever really interacted with Saitama, believe it or not. I mean, they've been in the same room together, like they've been obviously at the S-Class meeting with Shibawa's prophecy thing, and then they were in the same room at the VGS, which is another audiobook that I've talked about on this channel, the S-Class Heroes versus Carnage Kabuto. But aside from that, not many characters have really interacted with Saitama, at least extendedly, you know, like the way that we see with Genos and King and everything. So when we get to see scenarios like this, it's just pretty cool. I mean, I also talked about this with, like, Amai Mask interacting with Saitama in another audiobook. So then Metal Bat keeps walking and he hears, like, a kitten in a box, like, in the distance. And at first he's, like, going to ignore it, but then we know that Metal Bat is, like, deep down a super softie, and he goes to save it, but then he notices that it's a toy, and it's like a trap, and he falls into, like, this hole that was dug out, and it was dug out by none other than Tanktop Tiger and Tanktop Black Hole. Yeah, they're, you know, the same pretty much characters that they are in this world as they are in Season 1 of the series. And we're also finding out that they're coming from another school within the district, and this school is the Tanktop Industrial College. Now, I don't know if it's, like, literally a college, considering that they all seem to be around the same, like, middle school age, high school age in this scenario, but that's the name of it. It's just tank top themed, I guess. And I don't know, they're just picking on Metal Bat because he has, like, a reputation or something. They call him the Mad Dog of Z Middle School. And this also fits into, like, the trope of Japanese battle manga and schools. Like, everyone's a tough guy at the school, and that all of the schools hate each other, and they're all, like, rivals. They're like gangs, more or less. So then Metal Bat gets angry because, you know, what they did to him, and then he just starts climbing out of the hole, because apparently it's, like, super deep, and they're like, oh my god, how are you doing this? And he says, well, fighting spirit, of course. So I suppose that him falling into the hole, like, kickstarted his fighting spirit or something, or just in this scenario he could just willingly go into it, like he doesn't need to take damage. But then he just starts beating their butt because, you know, like, they're Tanktop Tiger and Tanktop Black Hole, they're no match for Metal Bat. So then after this, Child Emperor, who turns out to be the class president in this scenario, finds out that Metal Bat had beat up the two tank toppers, and he's pretty much like disciplining Metal Bat. And it also makes sense because more or less Child Emperor is like the class president of the S class. You know, he's like the team captain pretty much. And then Child Emperor basically tells Metal Bat to stop fighting and stop being a delinquent. And Metal Bat ignores this and just goes to help his sister with lunch or whatever her issue was. And then all of a sudden, Amai Mask comes into the classroom. And in this scenario, he's the head of the disciplinary committee, which is, you know, also drawing parallels to the actual series because there he is a part of the hero rank evaluation staff. And he's like talking to Child Emperor. He's like, you know what? I can help you with disciplining Metal Bat. And he's like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm just going to beat him up, basically. I'm going to beat him down and make him experience the pain that he has been giving to others. And then he says, time to conduct discipline, which is funny because, you know, he originally says time to conduct justice. That's like his catchphrase pretty much. So after Metal Bat helps his sister with her lunch, he comes back to school, but on his way there, he's confronted by Tanktop Tiger and Tanktop Black Hole again. But this time they brought Tanktop Master with them because, you know, like that's also part of the whole Bancho trope here. The thugs come back with their leader, and when Metal Bat sees Tanktop Master, he like respects him immediately. He's like, oh, so you guys got someone with actual backbone this time. And then Tanktop Master's like, okay, so basically you beat my boys down, so now it's time for us to beat you down. Meet me over at this abandoned lot. So then they go to that lot, and then Metal Bat's like, are you sure you're okay fighting barehanded? Because even in this scenario, Metal Bat, you know, still has his bat. He's never without it. And then Tanktop Master, comically as always, says like, this tank top covered body is the strongest and only weapon. And right before they're about to fight, Amai Mask conveniently shows up. And Tanktop Master's like, oh, are you here to assist Metal Bat? And he's like, no, I'm here to discipline all of you. And then Tanktop Tiger and Black Hole like go at him, and then Amai Mask just easily just takes care of them. Like, I guess he like beats them over the head or something. And then right before Metal Bat, Tanktop Master, and Amai Mask all get into a three-way battle, this monster just comes out of nowhere, and he calls himself the Demon Errand. He transformed into a monster by like running too many errands for school bullies, and his legs became huge, and he like revels in the fact that he's the king of this. And he also has like a challenge, like if he beats you, you have to buy him a fried noodle sandwich, but if you beat him, then he has to buy you a sandwich. And then my mask is like, all right, well, I'll just take you down by myself since I am the king of this school district. So that's, you know, pissing off Metal Bat and Tanktop Master because they're both coming from separate schools within the district. And then this is when they all start fighting. Like, My Mask, Metal Bat, and Tanktop Master in a three-way battle royale here. And surprisingly, it's playing out evenly. Like, they all pretty much beat each other, and they all go down at the same time. Which is odd because, you know, you would assume, like, one of these guys is probably going to beast the other two, but it's pretty competitive, apparently, in this universe. And then they just think that this was a part of, like, the monster's plan, like, to coerce them all into infighting. But, of course, that was not the case. And then Saitama shows up, as always, and he has, like, his own little noodle sandwich in his hand. And then the monster thinks that, like, Saitama is the king of errands because even before he was able to give him the buying him of a noodle sandwich challenge, he just assumes that he already brought it. So he's like, oh, my God, you're the master of errands. And then he goes after Saitama. And Genos is like, whoa, he's fast, watch out. So that might be giving us some insight into this monster. Maybe he's, you know, kind of formidable for this world. You know, maybe he's demon level or something like that. But then Saitama punches him, but he lives. And he's like, okay, you're the king of errands, I'm sorry. So I guess we could just assume that Saitama, like, let this dude live because he's not really much of a threat. Considering that it doesn't seem like he's probably trying to kill people, considering that he's just doing the fried noodle sandwich. And also, I guess he's still like high school, middle school aged after all. Then Saitama and Genos leave, and then just out of nowhere, King shows up, and he has his own noodle sandwich, and he comes across My Mask, Metal Bat, and Tanktop Master all like waking up after beating each other, and they see King with the sandwich. They're like, oh, King, you were able to beat the errand demon guy, because, you know, that was his challenge. To if you beat him, then he'll give you a sandwich. So they just assume that King took him out. And they're like, wow, not even all three of us were able to take down that guy. You truly are the best, King. And that's pretty much how it ends. This is awesome. I really enjoyed this story. Very funny. All of the audiobooks are really entertaining. And, I mean, just check out my other videos. Or if you're able to go on the One Punch Man subreddit, you might be able to check them out there if you look around enough. But let me know what you thought about this one. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. It gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.